Would it be worth it to you to spend the next week doing one thing that could free you up more than anything else you might ever do in your business? I think so. So let me tell you what that is and why I think you should focus on it. All right, guys, welcome. Yuri, Elkaim, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. We help health professionals like you get clients and scale your business online. And I'm going through a process right now that I think is very valuable, and I'm going to share it with you. It's something that I've loosely done and not done on and off. And it's the more I do this, the more I realize how it can solve most of your problems. Okay. I was listening to an interview, and I can't remember who was talking, or even in reference to what they're talking about with respect to the company, but someone who is some expert in wherever said that technically you would never need customer service if you had a better product that could obviously work without your support. And what I want to talk about here is an extensive FAQ page. And I heard that and I was like, that's interesting, because if you think about it, if you think about what you do. So what I do on a daily basis, I host a coaching call for my clients called From the Flight Deck. And essentially what I do is I provide some wisdom to my clients, but I also answer their questions. So if you think about this, if every single question they asked was answered, they would never have to ask me questions again. The reality is that I answer the same question 1,000,000 times because I'm happy to do that in the context of providing support for my clients. But at the same time, if I didn't have any foundational training, I would be screwed, because instead of saying, well, have you watched the critical numbers training in module 3 or in the Facebook ads module? They might say, well, no, I haven't. So I'm like, great, don't ask me this question until you watch the training. Versus if I have nothing documented, then every single situation I'm reacting to. So right now I'm putting together a bit of a process for the most common questions people ask us, if we're having a conversation with them via chat, whatever. And I'm like, how have I not documented this stuff before? How have I not documented this stuff? Because what happens is that when you bring people on to work with you, they don't know what you know, right? And I think I've taken for granted that if you are not able to do a massive brain dump in some sequential fashion, i.e. training for your team members, which is, when I say team members, replace that with clients, because how you train and coach clients is pretty much the same as how you coach and train a team member. It's this exact, they're two parallel tracks. One is just internal, the other one's more of an external client base. It's exactly the same stuff otherwise. And so I thought to myself, well, how have I not done this before? Because I know exactly how to answer these questions, but I can't assume that they do. And it's a waste of my time to have a one-on-one conversation to always answer these questions or even respond to them in a Slack message. So what I'm doing is I'm putting together a more comprehensive playbook for one of our departments, and it's answering every single question I have ever been asked about whatever it is, our program or anything else. Because what I want to equip my team members with now and into the future is, I know exactly how to handle that situation. That's it. Okay. That's, for me, the ticket to freedom is, and when I say freedom, just let me be clear about something. I love working. Okay. I love my work. I mentioned this before, I'd go crazy if I didn't work. And I believe that humans are meant to work. I think retirement is the biggest load of shit that we've ever been sold. And I think it leads to more unhappiness than anything else. Anyways, I think if you do work you love, you never want to stop. Now, the nature of the work you do, like I don't enjoy certain aspects of work. I don't enjoy editing transcripts. I don't enjoy fine details. I enjoy doing stuff like this, shooting videos, sharing content, putting together systems, building our team. And that's pretty much what I want to do. Okay. I don't want to do other stuff. But the thing is, you have to recognize where you are in your business. You have to recognize that if you don't want to do something in the future. You have to build the system now to no longer do the thing in the future. So we were having a conversation with someone, a really nice guy, and he was just like, well, like if this is going to take time away from my current practice, then I'm going to have to do it later. I'm like, okay, but don't expect anything to change. Cool with that? Right? Like you can't expect anything to change if you're not willing to do something about it now. So I can't expect any team members coming into our team, taking care of this one process, to magically know how I would respond to a situation if I haven't documented that. And this is why like I'm maniacal, like our whole company, we are maniacal about SOPs and processes with flexibility. We're not saying like there's no, like you can't think outside the box, but if there are things that come up more than once, it needs to be documented. Are you doing something more than once? Great. Is there a process around it? Cool. Is there a question that comes up more than once? If yes, it needs to be answered and documented so that anyone who has to deal with this in the future knows exactly how to respond. If the nature of that question or the answer changes over time, then update the answer. So this goes back to that initial thing I was referring to at the beginning is if you have like a detailed, extensive FAQ page, either internally or for your clients, theoretically, you never have to speak with anyone. Now, I know that's not the goal. I'm not saying like become a hermit, never speak with anyone. But the amount of friction that this reduces is tremendous. This is why when we talk about building out an online program, I'm not talking about like a course that people do on their own and never see, you. I'm talking what we call a dream come true system. Right? And I talk about this in many other videos, the 3C model: curriculum, community, coaching. Okay. Coaching is at the top, as in it's very important, but it should be time-wise the smallest, because where most people go wrong is they spend all of their time coaching, and this is where they spend all of their time one-on-oneing with clients, and it's a waste. Not that there's no benefit to that, but there's this mindset to think like, oh, I need to, if I don't work one-on-one with my clients, they're not going to get good results. And that's flawed thinking. And it's okay. It's just been the way we've been trained. And what I want to share with you here is there's ways of doing things that are more effective. I was watching this Tractor Ted show. It's a British show for kids. And it's like Thomas the Train, but for tractors. And this tractor is showing how they cultivate carrots. And thank you for the love, guys. I see you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. So they're showing how to cultivate carrots. I'm like, cool. So they have this one machine that goes through this field, and all it does is it chops off the green part of the carrots, like the leafy part. And that's all it does. It plows the field for the greens. Just get rid of the greens. Then they have another machine that comes through and digs up all the carrots, throws it in the back on this conveyor belt, and it, gets all of the carrots out of the soil. And then that machine takes it to another big truck, and with that cool treadmill conveyor belt, it shoots all those carrots into that big truck. The truck then takes it over to a processing plant where they then wash it up, etc. And I thought, like this, I get so excited by that stuff. It's weird because every single one of those machines has replaced a human. If you think about this, and that's a good thing. Okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because before the machines, what would happen? Individual humans would pick the carrots out of the ground, chop off the stems, wash them, etc. Just think of how much time that would take. It is so inefficient. So here's the reality, guys, is if you are not doing extremely valuable work, you will be replaced by technology. Okay? If you are taking orders at McDonald's behind the cash, it's only a matter of time before you're replaced by an iPad. It's already happening. It's already happening if you've been to McDonald's. Not that I recommend you go, but I don't think it's a surprise that when you walk into McDonald's, you can go to someone in the line, like an actual cashier, or you can pipe in your order on a screen 5 seconds away from that person. People are being replaced by technology because they're not producing extremely valuable work. You are much better off creating the system that can support people create a better outcome than you being the cog in the entire system. That is the fundamental flaw with one-on-one coaching, is that there's no system. The system is, I'm going to jump on the phone and spend all day with my clients. And that's cool, but I'm not saying, and again, like I am not saying by removing yourself from doing that, you don't care about your clients. I'm saying by doing that, you actually care about your clients more. Because just think about the carrot field as an example. How many more carrots per time frame can they produce or supply to the world for the same unit of time in the situation where one person is picking the carrots versus the machine? The machine is gonna 1,000 times the output. So is that not more beneficial for the end user of the carrot consumption? I think so. And this is where I fundamentally believe that if you do not build a system around what you do, it's amateur hour. And it's not to say that, again, there's nothing inherently wrong with one-on-one coaching other than the fact that it's not sustainable and it's not scalable. And if it's not sustainable and not scalable, it can't be a business. It's a job, right? Very much like plowing the fields or pulling carrots out of the ground is a job. It's not the business. Become the business owner who builds the machines to, at scale, pull more carrots out of the ground. And in the context of your virtual coaching business, that means what are the processes? What are the things that keep coming up over and over again? And let's just use the example of your clients. What questions are they asking you over and over and over again? Create a training around that. Create answers to those questions. Put it together in a curriculum that can walk them through it step by step by step. Because it's not that one-on-one coaching is more valuable. One-on-one coaching is lazier because you haven't taken the time to step back and really extract how you do what you do. And it's not easy, but I promise you it is the most valuable thing you can do in your business. Productize your service. And when you build that curriculum as a base and you layer it with community and coaching on top, that is how you create unbelievable results for your clients. Because it's not about whipping together a course and letting people go through it on their own, because most people will not do it on their own. It's about how do you create the most comprehensive yet not overwhelming step-by-step curriculum that someone could go through on their own and get results even if they never spoke with you. But because they're working with you at a higher level, they still get access to you and an amazing community. And all three of those factors allow them to get way better results than they ever would if you worked one-on-one with them. Does that make sense, guys? So I just wanted to share this with you because it's a process that I'm constantly going through, and I was reminded of this several times this week. Let me know your thoughts below, what you like about this. And if you're watching this on the YouTubes, remember to subscribe to the channel. Tons of other stuff to help you grow a successful health business online. I'm Yuri. I'll see you soon.